All right. Hello, Global History, and welcome to your second day of online global. So today's a little bit different as you are doing science in the morning and then global in the afternoon. So we're taking it a little bit lighter than it was last week. Not as much writing, not as many slides. You're going to survive. Overall, those of you who did last week's work, you did an amazing job. Thank you for really putting a lot of effort into it. All right, so welcome back. Here's our agenda for today. So, as you can see by the title of today's slides, we are learning about Africa and we're learning about decolonization in Africa. So, last week you looked at it in India, meaning how did we get those colonizers out of India? And now we're going to be looking at how did Africa actually gain its independence in the various different countries throughout the continent. So the first thing you're going to be doing is a little bit of review. This is going to be a classwork grade. That means, yeah, this is important, but it's not going to be as heavy a grade as something else. Then you're going to be looking at how did people resist all the bad things that were happening from colonization, also classwork grade. And then finally, you're going to be looking at how do they gain independence, and then you're going to be doing a summative assessment. That is a fancy word for a tester or project grade. It's just a short writing assignment about an enduring issue. This is, though, a test or project grade, meaning it is a little bit more important. So please be sure to do that. Last week, you guys had the journal entry, and some of you did a great job because you followed all of the instructions. Others didn't quite follow all of those instructions, and it made your grade a little bit lower. So that might be why you're seeing a lower grade than you thought you'd have. So going to the do now, it's the same thing as last week. You'll open it up. You're going to just let us know how you're doing. I really appreciate reading these, as do Mr. Matua, Mr. Fernandez, and Mr. Carone. So please leave us a little message. Let us know how you're doing. And then you're going to move on to part one. So in part one, you're going to be looking at basically the circumstances, aka causes. I use that term literally all the time, that led to decolonization in Africa. Basically, you're saying, why did people resist colonization? Why did they not want to be colonized? All right. So, as you do that, you're first going to watch a video. So, also, should have told you this, and I should have put the link in there, which I will do later. You will open up the assignment. So, the assignment will be just like last week. It's very similar. You'll have your slides and you'll have your assignment. So, your assignment is the same as it was, except it's a little bit shorter. See, it's only 12 questions, and then there's a writing and a reflection, just like last time. So as you have your assignment open, again, if you're doing this on a computer, just keep it open like I do. Like I have the slides here, I have the assignment there. If you're doing it on a phone, I know it's a little bit harder, but keep that tab open as you're doing it. Don't close out of it, all right? So there's first a video you're going to watch. It's a comedy video. It's like a stand-up kind of thing. If you guys know who Trevor Noah is, he's a South African comic. So he's talking a little bit about colonization and his experience being an African man and then coming to colonizing countries. So you're going to watch that, and then you'll answer questions 1 through 2. You'll see also in here, I have question 1 and 2. I put the video in the slides in case you would rather just watch it right there. All right. So you'll answer the 2 questions after you watch the video. Do watch it. It is funny. Okay. And then you're going to move on to the next part. You're going to be doing a photo analysis, kind of like we did last week, except this one, the photos are a little more, they're a little more graphic, and they still tell a story, though. So you'll look through the photos. We have some photos we've seen before, some that we haven't seen. You're going to take a little bit of time just observing them. And then you're going to go on to questions 3 and 5 in the assignment. 3 through 5, sorry. Answer the questions. What's the story being told by these images? After looking at the images, what are 2 ways colonization affected people of Africa? And then a short multiple choice question. After you finish question 5, you'll head back. And then you'll do a little review, just reading about colonization in Africa. Again, I have the definition of colonization: when you establish control over a group of people. And on the opposite, we have decolonization, so just means the opposite, pushing those people out. And just to review really quickly, if you didn't remember, the picture should have jogged your memory, and also all the things we learned last week should. But the historical circumstances, aka the causes, that led to decolonization in Africa were one, imperialism. So when Africa was colonized, it led to social, economic, and political issues such as different racist laws, loss of resources, limited job opportunities. They didn't have political representation. This is all because of the Europeans who colonized and came and took over that land. Additionally, though, so people didn't like this. They didn't like being colonized. So that's one reason they wanted to decolonize. Another reason is this sense of pride was growing, this sense of nationalism and being Nigerian and being Kenyan and being African as kind of a larger feeling. There was this sense of pride of being African and being able to resist colonization and fight for their countries. So after you read that quick refresh, you're going to answer question number 6, and then you're done with part 1.